Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Phicops by Brad Harms. Now, this tangle works really well. I think you could there's probably some other applications, but this one works really well in a rounded shape. So pretend for a moment, you're doing your string and you come across, you have a figure, kind of like this, like you've insert a loop-de-loop in your tile or whatever you're working on. And there are a couple. Perk is another one that works really well in in a round space. All right, so this one we start off. And I mentioned, and I'll show something at the end. There are a couple different ways that you could probably do this. There's probably three different ways that you could do this. I'm going to do what Brad had on his step out. We'll do that first, and then we'll talk about a different way. And so this one starts off with an S shape on the bottom. So, so here's your shape. And so down here by this base, I'm just going to draw an S shape. Oh. It'll work. All right. And, all right, so once you have that S shape, however it turns out, we're going to then we're going to make some curved lines from, kind of like, we'll say from the peak here. And not necessarily auraing that, but, there are organic things, right? And it's not always perfect. So kind of curved lines. So at the beginning, mine are kind of straight because I want to come off, come to the side of my string lines. So I'm kind of curving it somewhat at the end because I'm also working to kind of, sort of, have a similar distance with all of these. And then working the way around. Like so. I think I'll leave it like that. All right. Then the next step is we're going to make another curved line coming from, say if we move up one, so like if this was line 1, so we start on line 2, I'm going to make it sort of a backwards line from this tip, just a little ways down. Not this one, because it's so small, it looks like it's in the middle. And these first few are just a little bit weird, at least on mine, we'll say that. So just, like I said, just angling down just a little bit. And then as you go around, it's a little bit better. And maybe if I, as I play with this a little bit more, we'll figure something out down there. All right, I'm just working your way around like so. All right, which that kind of looks neat as it is, right? Next step, another curved line. And I'm just going to start in the same place. And, okay, so this line, it sort of comes, let me just start here. And then I'll go back and figure this out. So we're just kind of making a little curved line. You can barely see that. So from the tip down to that line we just made, just like that. And you can start to see this taking shape. If you've seen the Sydney Opera House, it kind of looks like that. Oops, that could have been a little bit not so curved like that, but oh well. And then kind of, on this bottom, so do that. And then on this bottom one, we can kind of like just draw another one up here. And then let's see, I didn't do this one because I'm thinking, because I kind of made more of an S. If I had made it maybe straighter, it would have been all right. But in that, it doesn't matter. So I was going tip to here. So I'm just going to kind of make this a tip, and I'm just going to put a little line there for the same purpose. All right. Next step, we are going to color in these little triangles that we made. I'm just thinking, did I like that? You know what? Maybe I'll just do like that. This is, if you've watched any of my videos, because there are no such things as mistakes in Zentangle, so we have to find course corrections. And this is one of them. When you can fill in, as long as it's the case where you can go out from the fill-in section, because you can't fill in less, because then that doesn't fix anything. But if you can, if you need to like shape something, going out from where you're filling in, then this is the perfect opportunity to do so. And sometimes I've done that where, in something like this, where if you want some kind of consistency, and so sometimes it's just a nice, like I said, it's a nice thing to be able to do. And the only person that knows is you. Yeah, see, like this one, I would have liked to have my angle not be so thick there, and so there's not really a way to fix that. Well, yeah, there's not. When we're working on, let's say, a black tile, then you can sometimes go over with a black pen. It doesn't work so well going with a white jelly roll over this, but that's okay. It all turns out great anyway. And we all have to also work to not worry about it. All right, so that's basically it. And then for some shading, what we'll do is, I like to add some, because so I'm picturing like if this could all be, pushed to the side, like everything fits into each other. So what I'm going to do is on the outside, or I will say the right side of all of these, or maybe it's better to say the side underneath where we've just shaded in, I'm just putting a little line of graphite down into that center. And you can kind of make the center a little bit darker if you want to. And let's see. Oops, that went a little too far. That's okay. All right. And I just had it in my hand. Oh, here it is. It's amazing how these little tortillons just escape. Now, because this is kind of small, I'm just going to do this kind of pushing motion, just kind of going straight, because what I want to do is keep the graphite to this side of the line, not have it creep over, because then the effect of that shading goes away if we go over that line. There we go. Sometimes angle is important. And so I'm just putting that tip of the tortillon right on that line. And you can see, it is just, it's still blending it out. If you're working on something bigger, then you could, add in the little circles just to spread it out a little bit more. And and I guess I am doing a little teeny bit of a circle, just a smidge. All right. And there we go. And then, like I said, you can always add some more down there, or just, kind of blend all of these in just to give that a little bit more depth. But isn't that neat? Just fantastic. So, this is one way to do it where, you're starting kind of at a point here and working your way around. Because I've seen some pictures on this, and this is one that I was playing with. Let me back this up a bit. And so I decided to just put a dot in the center of this Zentangle and just make curve lines all the way around at, about the same-ish, distance apart. And, it's not perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. So it's kind of neat. So you could do it in a complete circle, or, like this in, more of a, oval-ish type of shape. And I will put in the description box, I will go back and find the link to where this was, where this tangle was announced, presented, I should say. And because there were some other really kind of cool pictures on there just to give you extra inspiration. Excuse me. And as well as my step out. And my step out is going to be this, because I kind of like to hold true to, to what the creator of or originator of the Tangle has done. So I like to do that. And yeah, and I think that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, much appreciated. And if you aren't subscribed yet and would like to, be notified, or at least like when you come back to YouTube, if you click subscribe, if you just click subscribe, when you go back to your YouTube, then it usually shows up when there's new content. And then the little bell next to it gives you an alert of some sort. So much appreciate any of that. There's also ways to connect with me if you so desire, in the description box. And with that, I'm going to wish you a super, very happy tangling.